Yes, Toronto is here. That means John Tavares is here. Yes, it is a story, but it is not the story tonight, Butch, for the New York Islanders. The story is what they can still accomplish over the last 3 games of the regular season. Home ice and potentially a Metropolitan Division still very much up for grabs.
As Leonard plays it for Adam Pelech.
They don't care.
Here's Ryan Pulock. On for Jordan Eberle. Eberle dodging to the front. Left it off for Pelech. A blast and a save. Knocked down out of the air by Eberle. And they say it was a high stick.
We want to get back on the winning platform.
There's Riley with a shot along the ice that was handled by Leonard and then collected in the skates of Kuhnhackl.
Big rebound, but a nice play, defensive play by Kuhnhackl.
William Nylander to the front, and it's hung on to by Leonard. And now Matt Martin. Rink-wide feed for Clutterbuck. Sees Cizikas knocked down. Cizikas one and it's defended away. Cizikas back up with it though. Feeds it over for Taves. Taves a shot. Save. Rebound still alive. Kicked around. Bulldozing his way to the net was Cizikas and would not go.
Play that game down low.
Matt Barzal down the right wing. Barzal with a quick shot. Save made. Rebound bounces just wide. Anderson was looking for it and wound up just an inch to the right of the post. Here's Mitch Marner the other way, sliding down Hyman to the front, and holding his ground is Robin Leonard with the puck underneath his pad. Anthony Beauvillier off the face-off, sends it for Tom Kuhnhackl. Driving to the net is Taves. Kuhnhackl knocks it down, drops it up. Komarov fired wide.
Oh, what a chance for Leo Komarov. Coming late, nice pass.
Beauvillier behind the net, looking for a way out. Leaves it for Komarov back of the goal. Indirect pass on for Mayfield. That one got through with Kuhnhackl right in front of Anderson. One comes right to Komarov as Boychuk took care of Austin Matthews on his way to the goal. Komarov punches this one in. Eberle after it, steals it from Nylander. Jordan Eberle brings it around the net. Lee's in front. Eberle turns, feeds it backdoor into the skates of Barzal. Can't get it on net. Steps, tried to force it across for Eberle. Then Lee with a drive that's blocked by Hainsey. Lee back up with it. Pelech moves it for Pulock. Pulock wide, slap pass. Barzal had a tough time handling it. Comes back to Pulock, trying to cut through traffic. Out muscles Matthews, but then he was met by Hainsey. Nylander the other way. All the way over. Riley in the slot. His shot saved. Leonard takes a peek over his shoulder, but he has it. Marner for Tavares on the goal line. Back for Marner. Then it's Muzzin. Muzzin to Marner. Guarded by Pulock. Marner a shot. Got in on goal, and Leonard smothers it. This is Austin Matthews driving wide on the backhand. Casey Cizikas got a piece of him. Jarred that puck loose. Matthews back out for Zaitsev. Just kept it in the zone. Anders Lee knocks it out of the air, then bats it ahead. Cizikas and Eberle starting a 2-on-1. Casey Cizikas with Eberle. Shot off the shoulder of Anderson, and then the glass. Rosen and Dermott. Now for Connor Brown. Brown will just chip it to the far side. Kadri after it. Ryan Pulock using the long reach. Then Nelson was canceled out. Calle Rosen with a shot. He scores! A long-range shot from Calle Rosen. Robin Leonard couldn't find it. Rosen has his first in the National Hockey League. And the Toronto Maple Leafs have the first goal tonight.
And Leonard was really upset with himself. I think he just missed it after having an outstanding first period. And both teams playing, you hate to give up an easy one.
Here's Morgan Riley with a shot that he rings off the crossbar. Marner for Zaitsev, walking in with a shot, and Leonard well out of his crease. Makes the save that time. Nelson going off, Barzal coming on. Is down Cole. Gets the puck, and his stick breaks in half after the contact with Tavares, and now a 3-on-1 is Pelech trying to get it away from Tavares, who opens up with a shot, and Leonard a glove save, as if they didn't love him enough.
Tavares over by the dot, doesn't have much to go, and Robin Leonard just hangs tough in there. Robin Leonard looks much more comfortable in the net tonight, Brendan.
Now Matt Martin behind. Kadri coming after, pass to the slot. Turning shot from Cizikas, knocked down. Taves, big rebound off the pad of Anderson.
Nice read of Anderson.
This time it's Cizikas playing the slot position on the tail end of this power play, which is now over as Riley steps out of the ice. Barzal for Lenny. One last try, a blast, change directions, and then hit the glass. Anders Lee tips it past 39-year-old Patrick Marleau.
It's like a game of ping pong out there, Brendan. Just both teams are sort of chipping it off the boards in the neutral zone. Fans trying to get their team going a little bit.
Right in front, it rolls back out. Dermott, a shot, knocked down by Leonard. The rebound, scramble. Leonard can't get it covered. Diving across the crease was Pelech to make sure that one didn't cross the line.
Ryan Pulock did the smart thing, slow things down, everybody get situated again. The puck down low, you can just see it slides out from underneath his belly, and then Ryan Pulock is sliding across, trying to play goal, but it was Ryan Pulock who did the smart thing, heads to the corner, freezes the puck for a little while, and allows his team to regroup. There he is in good position. Pelech pushes to the side, but Ryan Pulock on a real smart play.
Beauvillier knocks it around, but Hainsey's waiting for it. Juggled it out of the zone, gave it right back in. Josh Bailey on a breakaway. Bailey's in, and he's hooked by Hainsey. No call.
You gotta be kidding me. Wow.
Could have been a tie score. Instead, the defensive play by Hainsey, and now Nylander shut down by Leonard. Huge stop there to keep the Islanders in it. The third line center spot from Valtteri Filppula. What they thought was just a day-to-day hand injury turned out to be a blood clot. As Mitch Marner drops it for Tavares, his shot, he scores! John Tavares beats Robin Leonard, and it's 2-0 Toronto.
That makes all the Toronto fans happy. Certainly a disappointment, but a great play by Marner. But it was a turnover from the Islanders as Taves was looking for his partner Mayfield and just pushed it a little bit too far ahead, and Robin Leonard's not able to get across and take that high corner. And Tavares makes absolutely no mistake about it, just drills it. It's a tough goal for the Islanders, and now they really have to fight back.
Nelson on the cycle for Eberle. Pressured by Dermott. Bouncing puck. Taves uses the glove. 13 left on the power play. Eberle from the circle. Over for Bailey. It jumped in the air. He's able to knock it down, funnel it on goal. Stopped by Anderson. Kept in by Taves. 3 seconds and 2 on the Tavares penalty. Bailey's pass was off the mark for Nelson. Eberle leaves it off in the corner. Tavares rushes back into the defensive zone. Pops out for Eberle. Eberle can't shoot. Bailey for Taves. Off the post behind Anderson. Islanders off the steal. It's Matt Barzal working on Zaitsev. Lead of the goal. Barzal to the slot. Steered near the net. A rolling puck. Anderson trying to cover it. Where is it? They blow it down with the puck behind the net.
Anderson had it long enough in the referee's opinion. He was on the wrong side of the net also, Brendan, so he didn't know where it was. And the referees are supposed to blow it if they can't see it.
Harris has 9 power play goals on the year. Of his 46 is Matthews with a deceptive shot. Leonard had left his post, but he left his right leg behind.
The trailing leg got it done.
Cizikas able to pick it up and clear it down in the final quarter of a minute. He was alone in front too. Bailey, Lee, hands to Taves. The shot was altered right in front. Eberle scores! A power play goal, and the Islanders are back in it.
And that's a wide open net. Anderson diving, couldn't get there in time, and now we're in for a heck of a finish.
Bailey for Pulock, loves the shot, steps and shoots. It's blocked by Tavares, cleared off the glass. Hyman to center. Tavares with an empty net, blocked down by Pulock. Islanders still alive. Lee with 7 seconds, surrounded by Maple Leafs, and the Islanders run out of time. John Tavares gets the game-winning goal back at the Coliseum.
So, good effort by the Islanders, really, at the end of the day, but just not quite enough.